Okay, I'm gonna finish this chapter, dang it. Let's continue on with another episode of Final Fantasy VII Remake. In today's episode, we are still in Chapter 8, but we'll hopefully be done with it, so...
Hello, Aerith.
What do you want?
Haven't seen him before. He your new boy toy?
He's my bodyguard, if you must know.
Wait a minute. Those eyes. Is he the one who beat up Reno?
And what if I am?
Need to cross my T's, dot my I's, that's all.
Cloud, leave him be. Rude's not a bad person, really.
No, I'm not bad. But like it or not, I sometimes have to do bad things. Don't take it personal.
You Turks are all the same. All bark, no bite.
You're one to talk.
No, make it
Starting with Reno, or Rude. He's weak to wind, resistant to fire. I did switch myself off of fire material so that wind attacks rapidly fill the stagnant. So like most of that, you wanna...
I'll show you what I can do.
Like I say, most of the time you want to be carrying him.
Can't you leave us alone?
No, arcane word means
My turn.
I'm trying to...
Anytime now.
It's really like parrying against.
Gotta get a little
Always the way to go.
with my partner.
Come on then. There.
Here goes.
So
You'll be blown away.
First class.
Go on.
But after all the people that we just fought in this chapter, I feel like fighting Rude is probably gonna be.
You can do it.
Hang back.
okay then.
So, you had enough yet?
No, I don't believe that I have.
Let's do it.
Just stop it.
Can't. It's my job.
Then think about changing it. I got this. That'll do.
Cloud's pretty strong, isn't he?
I've seen this type before.
You don't know me.
Can't keep eyes.
My turn.
Too easy.
How's that payback working out for you?
Oh, better than expected.
I'm
Get the carry
wondering,
materia, you can actually dodge that pretty easily. But since I don't have the carry materia, I gotta get creative, so I'm gonna kill myself.
Deal with that.
I thought you didn't want to get rough.
No, but this is self-defense. Back to good now.
Hang back.
I'll show you what I can do. Whoa! Can you take over for me?
any time now.
Just go! So it's my turn? Sorry, but I gotta. This one's for you! It's your turn now. Another! Please, just leave us alone.
You know I can't do that.
Hey there, partner. I'm sure you're having the time of your life, but we're needed on standby for a job at something about Sector 7. So get your ass back here now.
Understood.
Got somewhere else to be?
Apparently so. Go home and stay there.
You know I can't do that.
Aerith is so sassy, I love it. Yeah, so that was the Rude fight, and I think the Rude fight is pretty fun, so. And if you do all the side quests in the chapter, you get one extra optional scene over here before you get to Aerith's house, so.
Wait a sec. So, you coming?
Yeah. The language of flowers. But I am trying to move faster, but Cloud is he's had a long day. He's been helping all the people in chapter 8, so. Ooh, materia.
You talking to the...
Shh. So, yeah. It was that kind of day. Let's go. Shouldn't keep Mom waiting.
Hey, what'd they say?
Good work today, guys. Kidding. They didn't say a word. But, you know... never mind. It's not like you'd believe me after all.
Probably not. Tell me anyway.
Really?
Yeah.
It won't be much longer now. The flowers, they have something important to tell us. Something they need to share with us. At least, that's the feeling I get. But before they can, there's a final step that has to be taken. Otherwise, we won't hear them. Maybe I should just give up. Honestly, it's what I do best.
Could have fooled me. From what I've seen, you're no quitter.
Well, today's special. That's why I've been working my butt off.
What's so special about it?
Okay, time to go.
Learn to talk to her.
Did the flowers say anything?
Good work today, guys?
That's the spirit.
And it's fun. You can actually interpret that scene in a bunch of different ways. So if you're... I don't want to spoil any of the, I guess, of the interpretations until we get to the ending and we have a chance to actually talk about it. Because if you guys haven't played through this game yet and you're watching it blind right now, I don't know why you'd be watching me if you're watching it blind. But if you were, I don't want to spoil any of the things that I've heard and the things that we kind of discussed in terms of what this game means for the storyline and what the direction is that they're trying to take it, in terms of nuances and new things. So
You're heading in already?
I mean, already? We've been out here for like 5 videos. Yes, I'm going to return to Aerith House.
That's enough for one day.
I completed all the side quests. I did everything that I could. They can't be mad at me. I'm a great merc.
Where have you two been? I've been worried sick.
Sorry. We got a little sidetracked.
Dinner's ready, in case you're wondering.
Ah, great.
But before we sit down, I want you to make up the guest room.
Gotcha. Take a load off, okay?
Judging by those eyes, I'm guessing you're a soldier.
Ex-soldier.
I hate to ask, but would you leave tonight without any fuss, no questions? You boys made a trade, a normal life, for power. You can't have it both ways.
I'm back!
Good. Now, I hope you're hungry.
Starving, right?
I've never been so proud. The man you've become. Women must be hounding you day and night.
Not really.
You know, there's all kinds of temptations in the big city. I'd feel a lot better if I knew you'd found a good girl. One who'd make sure you didn't get into trouble.
I can take care of myself.
An older, more mature girl that could keep you on the straight and narrow and tell you when you're being a silly goose. That's the perfect type for you, I'd say.
Don't want to overstay my welcome.
For the price of power. So really similar to the first OG, you're gonna have to escape Aerith's house. But I don't know if she did this on purpose or try to sneak out of Aerith's house and that way she doesn't spot you. But in the original, it was super easy. But first thing that you notice is there's a bucket right here. There wasn't a bucket here before. I don't know why there's a bucket. There's no leaks in the ceiling. So I think Aerith knows that we're trying to leave. Like, that's honestly the impression that I get.
What are you doing?
Nothing.
Did you have a bad dream? Don't worry, you'll feel much better in the morning. And I promise to take you straight home.
Okay. Please don't let her hear me again.
But I mean, who puts a bucket right there? Like, they designed it that way you would run into it to start. And I find this game pretty difficult. They remove random objects as you get further and further along and you suck at this game. But I mean, like, the best thing that I've found is that you just shuffle. Like, you're not even walking. Like, you just move your character like you're doing, like, your best impression of Michael Jackson or something. Not like a moonwalk, but like an actual, like a slide walk. This is the only thing that I've found that, like, helps you avoid actually running into things. So if you run on the floor, then she'll hear you. And if your sword hits anything, she'll hear you. And if you run into, like, the coffee table or nick it or nick this bucket, she'll hear you. So the only thing I do is I pretend that I just slide. I'm gonna hit this briefcase by accident. I'm trying not to hit the briefcase, so this is how you escape. Okay.
You're leaving?
So, how do I get to Sector 7?
It's simple enough. Just cut through Sector 6. It isn't exactly safe, but you should be okay, seeing as you're a soldier.
Was one.
Promise me, you'll never talk to Aerith again. Please.
You got it.
Thank you. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry too. Who is that in the background? And who's that cat? That's pretty exciting. So, guess we'll be taking off. This will be the end of our trip with Aerith. But in the meantime, I think we can still admire how beautiful a real estate she has in the slums. Like, this is by far the most beautiful location that you can come up with, so it's pretty cool. I get the feeling that it probably grows a lot because it is Aerith, and because she has super magical powers. She can speak with the planet and basically get lots of things to grow in places where they normally wouldn't, so. Cool, but this is the Sector 5 slums in the dead of night. Very, very quiet, very, very ominous. This lady is still up and about. I'm not gonna talk to her.
Talking to the kids about the past would make me feel.
So I think this video is going to be a bridge of sorts before we get into the next chapter. So that's the way that I'm kind of treating it right now. So like I said before, this is the direction to Sector 6.
Oh.
Well, look who it is. Talk about a coincidence.
What are you doing here?
Waiting.
Why?
Because I'm not sick of you yet.
Lead on, then.
With pleasure. Cloud? Is something wrong?
It's nothing.
So it's definitely something. You know, he saw something. It's really interesting
You can
because I
see
feel
the
like he's
sky.
getting.
They're still working on the new plate. I don't like this part of Midgar. Back when they were still building Midgar, there was an accident, and the plate fell. People had only just started moving in, so there weren't a lot living there at the time, but...
He's seeing visions of. It's really interesting. Like, visions of his past and also visions of his future.
And that's?
The underside of Sector 6, Wall Market, a real special place. But I'm sure you already knew that, right?
I didn't tell you? I enlisted pretty much right after I left home. Don't know much about this place, or any of the slums.
Well, it took a lot of people to build Midgar, and they all needed to blow off steam. So some traders built an entertainment district. Inns, shops, bars, the works. Folks started pouring in from all over. Business was booming, money was flowing, which attracted the attention of some guys who didn't much care for the law.
And now there isn't any.
Right. But instead of trying to solve the problem, the government decided to just wall it in. And that's how Wall Market began. Out of sight, out of mind, as the old saying goes. For the folks in charge, there's no better way to deal with it.
So it's like a giant veil.
Yeah. Wanna see what's behind it?
Not really.
That's good. 'Cause I know a better way to get to Sector 7. One that, tragically, doesn't go through Wall Market. And it's just through this tunnel here. At least it was, back when I was a kid.
Cool. So I think that's where I'm going to pause the video for now, because if I take it any further, we're going to get really far into Chapter 9, and I think I really wanted to make this video more centered on Chapter 8 specifically, but I wanted to get some cutscenes out of the way while I did that. So if you guys enjoyed that video, be sure to leave a like. If you leave a like if you're happy that we got ourselves out of Chapter 8. It's definitely one of the longer chapters in the whole game, but I have to admit, wandering around with Aerith and Cloud is a lot of fun. I think like the banter is so interesting. So I feel like when Cloud's hanging out with Tifa, Cloud is the one kind of doing a lot of the flirting, you know, in that scenario, and like towards Tifa. And then when Aerith is hanging out with Cloud, it's kind of the exact opposite. Aerith is the one that's like kind of being really flirty with Cloud, and Cloud's the one that seems kind of clueless. I guess he's always clueless, but it's a really interesting dynamic, so I can see why people are team like Cloud and Aerith, or team Cloud and Tifa. So, but I think for me, like, knowing how the original played out, that kind of factors into how I feel about the characters. But you have to admit, you know, if you're coming into this blind, you can go either way. Like, these characters are both really great. Thank you so much for tuning in the meantime. I'm really glad that we got ourselves out of Chapter 8 and we're in Chapter 9. Chapter 9 is arguably one of the favorite chapters in the whole game for most players when they play through this game, so I'm going to be really happy to play through this chapter in particular when we get into it on the next set of videos. So stay tuned. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for watching all my fails for the Chromauger and Shiva and everything else, if you guys tuned into that. I know that there are better ways to fight it. I'm not used to playing with it on normal mode, and a lot of the strategies that I have developed for hard mode is developed around using high level magic, and not by using like chip damage with fire and doing other things to try to piece your way over to a victory. So it's kind of weird for me. Playing through this game on normal mode is really fun. It's surprisingly just as much fun as playing through it on hard. So I'll catch you guys on the next video. Bye.